Should you use plant and mushroom ID apps when foraging? The short answer is yes and no, it depends on the context. The first thing I'd say is that plant and mushroom ID apps are very good, they've got better over the years, and the best ones are right probably most of the time, to be fair, but relying on them as your sole method of identification and then using that information to make a decision to therefore eat something or not is just reckless. It's like driving a car at 100 miles an hour in a residential area without your seatbelt on. It's probably going to get yourself killed eventually. Now, overall, I actually have three issues, I'd say, with using plant and mushroom ID apps when it comes to identifying things for foraging purposes. The first one, and most important one, is the one that I've just alluded to, the fact that they're not 100% accurate and therefore it's just reckless to rely on them. But I'd actually go as far as saying that even if they were 100% accurate, I wouldn't want to put my life in the hands of AI, so I still wouldn't recommend using them as your sole method of identification. Whether they ever will get to 100% accurate, by the way, I'm not sure, because mushrooms especially, you need microscopic features sometimes, spore prints can be important, smell with both plants and mushrooms is important, and all these kind of things are things that apps are going to struggle with, but who knows. Second issue I have with these apps is that they can make you a bit lazy when it comes to identifying things, and therefore you never get good at identifying things, because of course you become good at identification by practice, by spending time with the plant and mushroom, looking at its visual features, smelling it, feeling it, and marrying all those details up with the correct resources. Multiple good quality sources should be used to get a positive identification. And using apps, just pointing and clicking can just potentially make it tempting to avoid all that proper identification process, and so you never actually get good at identifying stuff. The whole reason that I know an app is right or wrong is because I'm good at identifying things. Now, the third minor issue I have with these apps and using them is just that it can potentially lessen your connection to nature, I think, because if you're just pointing and clicking, you're not spending time with that plant or mushroom because you're not doing the proper identification process, which does take time, and that can potentially reduce your connection to nature. But that's a minor point. Overall, my advice is to use them if you want, but do not use them as your sole method of identification, and do not use them as a substitute for the proper process of identifying things, which, as I said, is spending time with the plant or mushroom, observing its visual features, its smell, what it feels like, and marrying that up and using multiple good quality sources to eventually arrive at 100% positive identification.